All right guys, we are going to go over the leg press here. So obviously most of these variations you can do unilaterally like we have Dillon demonstrating here. You can do bilaterally with both feet. We're going to go over a couple different variations. So the first variation is going to be a hip focused leg press. So by hip focused, what we're going to isolate a little bit more is going to be the glute hamstring rather than the quad. So when Dillon goes here, you see how his foot position is not as low as possible on the foot plate. It's kind of mid-range, a little bit higher towards the top half of the foot plate. In line with his hip, common misconception is that to isolate the glute, you have to have a very wide foot stance. So what actually is happening here in this position, you're going to get a lot more adductor. From stabilization, the adductor is going to be required in a wide stance. So we actually want to be about hip width roughly here, have a higher foot position. Now when Dillon goes through this movement, he's going to allow himself to sink back right through here. You see we get a nice rotation of the pelvis, and basically in that situation we're getting a lengthening of the glute, but we're not allowing the pelvis to roll under, where now the lower back is taking the load and we're transitioning that off of the glute onto the low back. So nice and deep here, pressing through the heel, a very strong foot position, not pulling the toe off. Everything here is going to be a lot more glute hip dominant rather than knee dominant. Yes, the quad will be involved. You cannot remove the quad from this exercise, but we can bias the glute a little bit more doing it this way.